Twitch Plays Pokemon is playing Trials and Tribulations, so I thought I had a stroke. Oh, I miss Trials and Tribulations. Those were such fun streams. I did not even expect Trials and Tribulations streams to be as fun as they were. I would, like, stream that whole game over again. I had such a good time. If I ever make, like, a Ace Attorney compilation video, this is where it's gonna do flashbacks to me getting frustrated. Right there just now when I said, I had so much fun during Trials and Tribulations. Please put a flashback to, like, the last case where I was getting really pissed off about all the exploration I had to do. There was so much backtracking. There was so much backtracking. Anyway. I haven't been to one of your streams since the Hamtaro games. What'd I miss? I streamed WarioWare. I started up Polo Justice again. Did anything else happen? I don't remember. I forgot already. We're living in the moment. Also, Desmume's volume is turned all the way up, so let me fix that. Because I don't want to blow all your eardrums out. My mom may love Ace Attorney. She loves good stories. Well, fair enough. Yeah, this is where we left up yesterday, is welcome to court. This is very out of context Ace Attorney right here. 7 years, all leading to one verdict. A verdict which you must decide. Is the defendant Vera Misham innocent or guilty? The courtroom doors are opening. The trial awaits. Are you ready to begin? Am I, though? Oh, do I have to press this button? Something inside me. Rising. Surfacing. I don't know. Oh. Wait, who's talking? It's fine. Is it Apollo? Oh, yeah, that would make sense. I think. Whatever, I'm gonna talk as me. Something important lost long ago. It's close now. So close. It must be Apollo. Check. Court is now in session for the trial of Vera Misham. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution's ready to rock. Prosecutor Gavin, how is the defendant Vera Misham's condition? Acute atroquinine poisoning, according to her physician. She could die at any time. Thus, her absence from the courtroom today. What? They can't put her on trial without her being here. Oh, they sure can. It is unusual. They should wait for her to get better and do it then. It's so bureaucratic of them. That's being a little harsh. They can't delay the trial any longer, or they risk having no one left to try. A trial without a verdict can only cause grief. The records of this case and experience tell us this. Apologies to the defendant, but the show must go on. Right, if Vera dies, the trial will be cancelled. I'm not gonna let that happen. Well, I mean, you can't really stop Vera from dying, now can you? Mr. Wright told me everything that's been going on behind the curtain all these years. I'm gonna get Vera her innocent verdict while there's still time. Very well, your opening statement, Prosecutor Gavin. The prosecution's case is unchanged by recent events. Why did Vera Misham succumb to poison? Because she couldn't live with the guilt of what she'd done. But Vera was poisoned with atroquinine, the exact same poison that took her father's life. This is where I pull up that picture of Clavier where they point how far away the wall is, and so they draw him with the arms that are like all the way down to his ankles. I just want you all to imagine that in case you're not already imagining that. What better confession could you ask for? Being the killer, she would have had access to the poison. Significant, since it's rather hard to come by. That is true. In other words, I see no need for further discussion. We could have our verdict yesterday. Well, Mr. Justice, if you have no objections, I see no reason to postpone the verdict. What we need to worry about isn't the verdict, but the trial itself. The defense holds that Vera Misham is the victim, not the killer. If that's so, then you have to prove something. She was in court giving her testimony before us. Damn, she really felt like a board. How do you propose her killer poisoned her? Do you mean this? Probably. It's Chloe here. The picture of Chloe. Wait, can I get the picture of him? Hold up. Let me see if I can get the other picture up too, just for reference. Here we go, I found it. This is where I just be like, come to my streams. It's like the same image. The same image. Oh my god. Alright, let's move on. What did Clavier say? Not important. The prosecution's objection is sustained. I asked the defense to prove its claims to this court. Tell us how Vera Bishop was poisoned. You got it, Your Honor. I've got two things to prove here. Who did it and how? Which to hit first? So, I know it doesn't matter. I'll start with how. How did the killer poison Vera Bishop? I'll focus first on the method used. Any comments before we begin, Prosecutor Gavin? Not a bottle or container of the poison was found on the defendant's body. I see, so the vector of poisoning is unknown. No, it's known, alright. Well known, actually. Is the defense prepared to prove how the poison reached Vera Bishop? Yes, Your Honor. Very well. What method was used to poison Vera Bishop? Poison nail polish. What's this? Why, what a beautiful bottle. I'd like to give whoever designed that a hand. Is that nail polish? It's colorless. Something the matter? No, nothing. Nothing at all. So the killer put poison in this bottle and made her drink it? As Prosecutor Gavin has told us, this is nail polish. Nail polish? It's like paint for nails. Know any women with red nails? Oh, my wife has red nails. I see, so she's been painting them all this time. First of all, is this the first time the judge has mentioned being married? And second of all, how the fuck did you think she had red nails? I have to take this at face value. Like, I have to assume he did not know. My god. Let's recall yesterday's trial. Remember when Vera was testifying to the court? The court is now back in session. This is a flashback. Vera seems pretty tense. Tasty drink. That's paint, asshole. Tasty nail polish. This paint, asshole! Wait, I mean, it's poison, asshole. She's practically chewing her fingernails clean off. Whenever Vera became nervous, she had a habit of biting her nails. Her nails? Oh! Prosecutor Gavin, when the prosecution had Vera examined, did they check her nails? Bailiff! Have them check the defendant's nails at once! Mr. Justice! Yes? Do you know who did this? Do you know who put poison in that nail polish? Yes. That bottle belongs to Vera Bishop? Why do you ask? Know someone else who might have a bottle like this? No, just checking. Mr. Justice, you're about to accuse someone of poisoning that bottle of nail polish. Please dispense with the chatter. You realize the weight of this accusation. Here, let me show you. Understood, Your Honor. No problem, I know what I'm doing this time. Then let us ask, who poisoned Vera Bishop via her nail polish? What's this? Christoph Gavin?
Objection!
What's your game? My bro. There's no way he could do a thing like that. Sorry, I don't know why I read the line that way. You should know that better than anyone else. Indeed. He's behind bars. I know. However, that doesn't mean it was impossible to do what he did. What? Ask yourselves when he put the poison in the bottle. It could have been yesterday. It could have been a month ago. Maybe it was a year ago. Or perhaps it was 7 years ago. But Christoph Gavin had no motive for killing this poor girl. It's simply inconceivable. Prosecutor Gavin doesn't seem to think so. That face tells me one thing. Christoph Gavin's own younger brother doesn't find it inconceivable at all. I mean, he's crazy as fuck. He's straight up off the loony bin, high off the rails. There he goes. He's fucking... We just didn't have enough sociopaths in Ace Attorney. We needed some more. Madden Guard wasn't enough. It's like they were taking a look at the Ace Attorney cast and we were like, we just need another sociopath. Let's make him like Madden Guard, but hotter and blonde. And with glasses. Anyway. Well, Prosecutor Gavin, if you feel there is a clear and pressing need, then we may have to summon Christoph Gavin from jail as a special witness. Fine. I've known for some time that an impenetrable darkness lurked at the bottom of this. A darkness that has swallowed even myself. Okay, the defense's wish is granted. Let prisoner Christoph Gavin take the stand. Well, we're gonna have to go get him now, aren't we? Bailiff, begin proceedings to call a special witness. The witness is Christoph Gavin, currently residing at Solitary Cell 13 at Central Prison. Ah, Your Honor, how nice to see you again. It's been quite a while, hasn't it? To what do I owe the pleasure of your company? It's not every day I'm summoned from my solitary cell. In fact, it's never. I think you already know Mr. Christoph Gavin. Oh, Mr. Justice, I hear you've been doing quite well for yourself. Why do I feel like somehow he's still my boss? Stiff upper lip, Apollo. You can do it! Does this bottle look familiar? Aridoni nail polish? Why, yes, I use it myself. As did the late defendant, I hear. She's not dead yet! And, was there something concerning this bottle you wish to ask me about? I admit I respect her for her taste in nail polish. Her taste, indeed! This nail polish was how Vera Mission was poisoned! Atroquinine, was it? You're well informed about this case, Mr. Gavin. Even in solitary, much comes to my desk, and I have nothing to do but read. Well, Clavier? Maybe you can explain this. You're being accused again. By him. Again. And? You agree with this accusation, do you? This is weird. Honestly, seeing them together is kind of like seeing double. Sounds choppy? The video sounds choppy right now? Like right now? For everybody right now? Nah, really? Oh, okay. I was worried. Sounds fine to me? Okay, good. I was like, hold up, if we need to restart the stream, I meant Sega's comment. Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought you were bouncing off of it saying, yeah, the stream is bad for me too. What's happening? Alright, as long as we're all good then. Christoph Gavin, your testimony, please. I'd be delighted. The charges against you are quite severe, Mr. Gavin. You're suspected of the poisoning of the defendant, Vera Bisham. Please testify in this matter in the court. Sorry about the mess. Oh, don't worry about it. Keeps my streams interesting. Owning the same nail polish does not a murderer make. I've been in solitary confinement for half a year. That doesn't matter. You gave it to her 7 years ago. Come on. I don't even have time to establish that whole thing. How could I poison her? Her father died of the same poison, the meaning of which should be clear. The prosecution's case holds. She poisoned her father, then attempted to poison herself. Surely you aren't going to suggest I was responsible for poisoning her father, too. I actually know what I'm supposed to do here, too. One of these statements has a tell. Oh, sorry, I'm skipping phrases, Jesus. For what? I don't even know the missions. Isn't that so, Mr. Justice? Very well, Mr. Justice. Begin your cross-examination. I'm accusing Christoph Gavin, my ex-boss. Again! But I know he poisoned the Mishams. The question is, when could he have done it? Not to mention, why? Although I'm getting some minor choppiness on my end as well. Oh, I'm so sorry. It might be Twitch. TBH. I know Twitch has been kind of lately. Hopefully it's not Restream again. Hold on, let me quickly double check that Restream doesn't have a thing up that's like, our server's bad. We put a Twinkie in the disk drive. Computer broken. Did you guys ever do that when you were kids? Try to put bologna in a disk drive? I definitely tried to do that once. Let me just double check Restream real quick. Restream looks like it should be fine. Mika, fucking what? I know I'm not- There's literally a stock image of a kid putting a bologna in a disk drive. I will not- Bologna in disk drive stock image. I just saw it the other day and I was like, me? Yeah, there he is! There's the kid! This little fucking kid. Let me pull this shit up. This is extremely relevant to the stream at hand that we see the kid putting bologna in the disk drive. This shit's going in the thumbnail, I'm telling you. Right there. Bologna in the disk drive. Well, seems I've used the disk drive wrong all along. Silly me thinking it was for drinks. I keep thinking that. I keep thinking about that, but I'm like, I really don't want to break my disk drive. Alright, let's press all the statements. Just in case. Tell me, is this nail polish expensive? Ariadone is a nail polish of the highest order. Not only is it fabulously expensive, but is made in extremely limited quantities. Then why the fuck does Vera have it? That can't be a coincidence. I'm guessing it's not a coincidence. Huh? It's simple. Ariadone is the best nail polish one can buy, correct? Then if one wanted the best nail polish, one would buy it. Yeah, but she's not supposed to have that much money. That makes sense. Why, it's a bit like my feelings towards my brand name Gavel here. I have my silk top hat. Are we all done showing off our refined tastes? There are some things in life that you do.
I appreciate the intercourse, acquaintance.
Ah yes, my brand name 69 bits donation. Can't you still make contact with the outside world in solitary? Ah, so we had an accomplice on the outside? Is this your latest accusation? I'm allowed a certain modicum of letter writing. But the contents of those letters are closely checked. It would be extremely difficult to send a hit request. Prosecutor Gavin's on the warpath, isn't he? Yeah, you think so too, Trucy? I bet I know why. He must be nervous with the big brother watching. Maybe that's a weakness I can turn to my advantage. Are we cool with that? May I continue? Her father died of the same poison, the meaning of which should be clear. The defendant is not dead yet. I mean, he didn't really say that. He just said her father died of the same poisoning, not that she died of it. You seem to know a lot about atroquinine. This is where he's gonna be like, I read. Yeah. Fucking bastard, just be like, I read! The witness will refrain from speaking ill of the ill. My apologies, Sally, continue. I love when Kristoff starts showing off his bastard face. Vera had no reason to want to commit suicide, and also, who would commit suicide by doing their nails? I don't know, man. The answer's quite simple. Basically, allow me to explain. Beginning with, why did she do it? The answer's quite simple. She couldn't live with her own guilt. It seems weird that she would... no, whatever. Next, why did she use nail polish to poison herself? This too is simple. So she could die doing something that she liked. Something that she liked? Like biting her nails? Once that she saw the trial wasn't going her way, she knew she would die. And it's not easy to bring poison into a courtroom. Must I explain further? I believe that's clear enough, crystal clear. Wow, the two brothers together, like a two-man wrecking team. Yeah, if it were me, I would just slather it on my hands, and when when the trial started going poorly, I would just be like, fuck it, and then I'd be like, and just start fucking sucking on my fingers right in front of everybody. And then either everyone would be so disturbed we'd stop doing the trial, or I'd die, whichever comes first. They could use a little more teamwork, though. Surely you aren't going to suggest I was responsible for poisoning her father, too. Actually, I am. Both Vera and Mr. Misham were poisoned with atroquinine. That really can't be a coincidence. The defense is repeating fallacious... fallacious statements based on conjecture. The prosecution requests concrete, unambiguous proof of the witness's crime. Fair enough. I guess that's what I'm supposed to do in my lawyer game, is present evidence. The defense will please present concrete proof. What if I just presented like a cinder block? Haha. Sorry, this is all boring. I don't want to read it. So, like, Polo, do the thing! Do the thing that you do! Like that little rotating bracelet. Alright, let's take a look-see here. Check that out. I like how we never see that. I'm not really sure what his tell actually is, though. Oh god, his eyes! His fucking eyes, though! Am I just supposed to perceive the scar? I figured I was supposed to wait for a certain tell. Like he twitches or something, but... Look at his fucking eyes! There is a certain tell? Oh, okay. Is it him fixing his glasses or something? Or does it start, like, pulsating? His eyes start twitching? What's his other hand doing? I can't see it. Try it again. Is it his fingers? Ugh. I like this feature in Apollo Justice, but also it's sort of a pain. His tail is on his hand. Oh, okay. But looking directly at the scar won't get me it, yeah? Oh! I saw it! I saw it! I saw it! Gotcha! Oh, shit! I dropped like Cruise McDuck. Thank you for following. Oh my god, I was like, whoa! I knew it was like, I couldn't remember. I knew it was like his finger twitches or it like pulsates or something. Ew, I don't remember it being that gross. It looks like a demon is under his skin. Funny that, isn't it? It was you who killed Drew Misham. A bluff worthy of your new mentor, Mr. Wright. Oh, really? But you see, I saw it, right when you said, her father too. Your hand tensed unnaturally, and a little devil appeared to give me the news. And, let's assume for the sake of an argument, that you saw me being tense. What does that mean? Are all tense witnesses guilty? And tell me, was Drew Misham fond of nail polish too? Sorry, but there's more than one way to poison a man. You don't need to use tail polish to get someone... I'm gonna have another sip of coffee. Yes, it would be a reference to back when Vera said that she saw the devil, and she's like, I don't know why, though. You don't need nail polish to get to someone's mouth. Then I must be very talented indeed. You see, Drew Misham was killed on October 6th, while I was already in my solitary confinement cell at Central Prison. If that's not an alibi, then I don't know what is. But you found a way all the same, and I found it too. This is how you poisoned Mr. Misham! Is it the stamp? I actually don't remember. God, there's all this evidence that, like, it's been so long. Alright, stream isn't working, not even mom. Must be an issue with Twitch, sorry Mika. That's alright. It is the stamp? Oh, okay. That's what I figured, but... It's been so long since I've looked over the extra evidence that I'm like, am I missing something? Do I have to present the frame or the stamp itself? I would think the frame because the description notates the atroquinine. The stamp itself? Okay. I'm sure this commemorative stamp requires no introduction. The night Mr. Misham died, he was seen writing a letter. Atroquinine was found on this stamp, Mr. Gavin. So am I to understand this stamp was the murder weapon? Yes, you are. Oh, and yes, this stamp was found in your prison cell. It must be painful to be that beautiful. Because it's definitive proof? Yeah, I just wasn't sure if we're gonna be like, look at all this atroquinine that was on the frame that the stamp was in. I wonder if it would have worked to present the frame. Maybe not. That is all, Your Honor. Order, order, order! Poison on the back of the stamp! After Drew Misham was killed, someone paid a visit to his witness's cell. Phoenix Wright. Daddy? That's when he found the stamp. You made Drew Misham write you a letter! That's how you killed him! What? My. You've upset my poor brother to the point of uselessness. Allow me to clarify this matter, Justice. All you need to do is recall witness Spark Brushell's testimony. Well, that's the thing, see? After he put his letter in that envelope, Mr. Misham sat there searching his desk drawer for something. His desk drawer? Yes, a stamp, a so-called postage stamp. Head quote. He was looking for a stamp. Ergo, he had no intention of using this stamp. What are you getting at? What I'm arriving at is that this commemorative stamp was in a frame. It was a mere coincidence that he used it that night. That would seem to be the case. Or perhaps you mean to suggest that I can somehow manipulate coincidence? He does have a point. How would this witness know if the victim was going to use that stamp? Without that, he couldn't have planned the murder. What? Really, Clavier, you should be seeing through these weak-spined bluffs by now. He's right, though. How could anyone have known Mr. Misham would use that stamp that night? Least of all, Christoph Gavin locked away in his cell. Well, it seems that the defense has run out of things to say. You assume he had something to say in the first place. I believe the defense's bluff has been called... The defense's bluff? I'm not sure I agree with you there, Christoph. Clavier? Honestly, I wanted to believe you, but the defense wasn't trying to get away with a bluff. You were, Christoph! What are you saying? Prosecutor Gavin! Herr Horchid! What was your accusation again? Huh? Oh, it was that... This poison stamp killed Drew Misham. Ja? To which my brother responded thusly. Thusly doesn't sound like a word. I'm guessing it's a word, but it doesn't sound like a word at all. There was no way to know when Misham would use the stamp. Yes, that's right, which is why it couldn't have been planned. Tell me, it needs to be planned. Why? Why couldn't have been a coincidence? The defense's case is simply that Drew Misham died by that stamp. That's all. Coincidence? Christoph, you tried to slip out from under his accusation by changing the subject. If that's not bluffing, what is it? What are you up to, Clavier? I could ask you the same question, Christoph. I silenced the defense with the fewest words possible. It's called efficiency. But Mr. Gavin, that's impermissible testimony. Very well. I shall take his claim hat on then. Justice? What? You accuse me of Drew Misham's murder, yes? Then allow me to ask you, what possible reason could I have to kill a painter? Apollo, motive! He's talking about a motive! Indeed. It's hard to see how an attorney could come to want to kill a painter. Now here's something. Why didn't he bring up the motive from the very beginning? Unless he was afraid it was a battle he might lose. So, what does it mean? It means there might be a weak spot. Maybe I have some evidence to prove a motive. A motive for murder? This is a vital, if not the most vital evidence in this case. Please consider this when making your statement. I'd say it's about this vital. That's pretty vital. Well, Mr. Justice, I'm gonna go through with this no matter what. Understood, Your Honor. I'd like to present evidence. Then let's see what you have for us. What reason did Christoph Gavin have for wanting to murder Drew Bishop? Oh, jeez. I can't even read any of this shit. Badge! It's badge. I don't actually want to look at that. It's gotta be the badge. It's gotta be the badge. Okay, guys. Well, it must be. Look at this badge. Designated donor. Please send a receipt once you've confirmed the transfer. Sign the papers and send in the entrusted envelope with the entrusted stamp within 2 days. I need not remind you to speak of this to no one. It's either the red envelope or the diary page, and by that I mean I don't remember which it actually is. Is it because he told Brushel about it? Or am I just taking a shot in the dark? Seems Fate's clock will... Oh yeah. That's the... Would it be the diary page? I would think it's the envelope, yeah? It's because he made forged evidence and he was a witness. Oh, yeah. Right, that makes more sense. I was thinking too close to the present. We have to rewind. Right. So he's trying to erase the fact that he made forged evidence that put Phoenix into jail. Well, not into jail, into not having a job. Excuse me. Into lawyer jail. It seems more likely to be the page. Yeah, when you put it that way, it's probably the page, yeah? Erasing traces of his crime. Yeah. Look at us. Working together, solving the problems. Right. The whole thing about this case is the past. Okay, give me a second. I'm adjusting my headphones. Ugh. I'm trying to grow my hair out, ladies and gents and gentle friends. And it's so hard growing out your hair in the summer because it's so hot. Anyway. Christoph Gavin's motive becomes clear. I must be smart because the music stopped. When we consider why the stamp came to True Mission Studio in the first place. And why was that? Wait, I want to do that too. That felt good. Forgery, Your Honor. Go back 7 years. Drew Misham accepts his first job creating forged evidence. I've seen that before. A page from a diary, wasn't it? Magnifique Mars diary. Ah, when attorney Phoenix Wright lost his badge. Yes. This was the evidence he presented. To his loss. Tis evidence. Tis. Did I just say tis? This evidence is a fake, yes. But did Mr. Wright request the forgery to be made? That was never proven. The defense attorney on that case was Phoenix Wright. Who, other than him drunk with the prospect of victory, could have done it? And why would they? Just out of curiosity, do you remember this letter? This is the first page. And this is the second. Those were presented in court yesterday. This letter was sent to Drew Mission by the client who requested that forgery. The enclosed stamp was none other than the poison commemorative stamp. Drew Mission drew his last breath just the other day. However... Ladies and gents and gentle rolls. Yep, that's exactly what I mean when I say gentle friends. The motive for his murder was already 7 years old. 7 years old? The client who requested this forgery was very cautious. He tried to erase anything and anyone with connections to the forgery. To keep them from talking? But he made a mistake. The stamp was a picture of my favorite magician, so I kept it. Father took me when I was very young. It was a great magic show. I loved it so much. The killer's time bomb was delayed. The poison stamp was sealed within a glass frame, where it's set for 7 whole years. Herr Whorehead, do you understand what you're telling us? The one who schemed up the forged diary page was the one who poisoned the stamp, and it was Phoenix Wright who presented the forged evidence 7 years ago. Adding the 2 statements together, the one who schemed to kill Drew Misham was none other than Phoenix Wright. No. Sorry, but that's not how this is gonna go down. Oh, then how will it go down? I checked through the records on that case when I found this, 7 years ago, just before the trial began. Is she referring to Phoenix?
Oh boy! Here.
What's this?
I don't know. I just got over there in the hall. They told me to give it to the old boy in the blue suit with the spiky hair.
And one more thing. I'm sorry to have sprung this on you so suddenly. I received the files from your previous attorney only yesterday. I understand that I'm asking the impossible of you. Yes, well, you haven't really told me what happened yet. All we did was play cards. And that was enough. Phoenix Wright was put on the case the day before the trial started. He didn't have time to request a forgery. The day before? Now here's a question. Just who was Shady Enigmar's previous defense attorney? No, this can't all be. But it is all true. There was another man, a defense attorney with a badge on his collar. It was you! Christoph Gavin! Something objection. Yeah, me too. Order! What is the meaning of this witness? I mean, defendant or former lawyer? Let me begin by denying this. Fuck you! It's easy enough to look up, Mr. Gavin, and impossible to prove if you can't. Attorneys are registered with the court the day before the trial begins. In other words, no record remains in the court. How exactly did you intend to prove Phoenix Wright's claim? That would be difficult. I'm afraid this line of inquiry won't yield. Herr Whorehead, are you sure you don't have evidence? Maybe I do? I feel that in this world, fuck you might be a pretty good case, honestly. I am slightly nauseous. I don't feel ready. Putting it on does not make me feel ready. I'm gonna drink some water. Mika's been poisoned. Shit, I knew I shouldn't have bit my nails. Do not open until the time is right. Can I open it now? It's got a wax seal on it, so you can't really go back on that shit, huh? Just roll with it? Okay.
What's wrong with Prosecutor Gavin? He looks clammy.
Evidence! Evidence that shows this man, Christoph Gavin, requested that forgery 7 years ago! Clavier. Just prove it! Clear up these doubts now or I swear I'm off this case!
He must have thought of some evidence, Apollo.
Prosecutor Gavin looks like he's in physical pain. That darkness. Here, battery's gotta use the bathroom. I have to pull that darkness out of him. Okay. And proof is the only way I can. What proves Christoph Gavin's link to Drew Bisham? Well, Mr. Justice, you claim Christoph Gavin requested a forgery of Drew Bisham 7 years ago. Prove it! It can be proven. Simply ridiculous. Why even discuss it? This evidence does not... Are you telling the truth, Apollo Justice? I am. Then I say we give him the benefit of the doubt. Very well, but if you're wrong about this, Be prepared for a penalty. Every penalty on this case has been like, I will fuck your ass right here. Every single time, it's like, Apollo, present evidence. It better be good or I'm shoving a spike up your ass. Your Honor, you do the defense in injustice. Mr. Justice is clearly passionate about his claim. Should the penalty not match his passion? Are you serious? That spike is going up my ass twice. All up in it. I haven't given a penalty like that in a long time. Well, Mr. Justice? Fine, Your Honor. Fine. All I have to do is prove any kind of link. Something that ties Christoph Gavin to Drew Misham. And I have something that clearly does the job. I wish someone would do that to me. Put a spike up your ass several times? No, you don't. You don't. Honey. You deserve better. Very well, Mr. Justice. Present your evidence. Show us the link between our witness and Drew Bishop. Fuck. The yellow letter? Is it like addressed to... Letter posted by Drew Misham just before dying. Poison traces found on the stamp. Is it just because of the poison on the stamp? I don't think that proves it. It was found in Christoph's cell. Oh, doy. I wish that it would say that in the description, but, you know, fuck it. I'm doing a save state anyway. Sorry, Quaint. I completely trust you, but I'm doing a save state anyway. This evidence proves there's a link! I mean, saving the state still made me feel more comfortable.
Objection!
That scrap of paper? I'm afraid I can't let you submit that. Is there some problem? There is. How could you possibly have that? You couldn't. Huh?
Hey, that's Daddy's handwriting.
Oh, son of a bitch, Trucy! Don't shh! Trucy! Trucy! Mr. Wright's handwriting? What is the meaning of this? Ah, I see now. Yes, of course. What do you mean, of course? I just remembered I had a visitor yesterday. Phoenix Wright came to my cell, except I wasn't there. Phoenix Wright? When I returned, I saw he had something of mine in his possession. Of course, I had no intention of letting him get away with reading my private mail. Mail? You mean this letter was in your cell? No. However, it appears Mr. Wright has yet to be cured of his bad forging habit. Well, if it's a forgery, it's not a very good one. The handwriting's terrible. This is Mr. Wright's reproduction of what was written in the real letter. Reproduction? When Mr. Wright visited Christoph Gavin's cell, he brought with him a small video camera. Oh shit, so this is... They couldn't... I sure would be more confident if the game reminded me of this fact. Okay, I do remember it from yesterday. What? You were being recorded! He recorded his entire conversation with you, Mr. Gavin, and the contents of your personal mail. The game was really trying to throw you for a loop for a second. Regardless, this mockery of a piece of evidence will never be accepted by the court. Evidence based on a video a man with no authority whatsoever claims he took, a man who happens to be an ex-attorney suspected of forgery. Prosecutor Gavin. Sweaty man. Prosecutor Gavin? As embarrassing as this is for me to say, I'm afraid my brother is incapable of making rational judgments at the moment. Your Honor, your decision, please. The defense's claim is denied.
What?
Only actual evidence is permitted at a court of law. Please remove the defense's evidence from the record. Better luck next time, Justice. But what about the video? Can we watch the video? Peace? Well, we've certainly taken a detour from our cross-examination, but the defense appears to be lacking proof. I'm forced to end the cross-examination of Christoph Gavin at this point.
Apollo, do something!
I'm thinking, but without evidence. I don't have anything I can use on him. Why the fuck can't we just present the video and be like... Very well. Well, is it because it hasn't been, like, looked over yet, so they can't be like, we can't accept that as evidence, even though that happens, like, 2 million times in this series, where someone runs in and is like, look at the evidence! God damn it. Very well, this ends the special witness's cross-examination. Up the shut fuck. The show's over, yet the crowd screams for more. Only now do I understand why. Prosecutor Gavin? Frankly, I'm relieved. This has been bothering me for 7 whole years, and I'm tired of the whole youthful angst scene. Now's our chance. Let's clean out the family closet, eh, Christoph? Clavier, you're spinning out of control. Calm yourself before you say something you'll regret. Spinning out of whose control? Mine or yours? Take a moment to consider everything you've built. Your reputation as a prosecutor, your fame with the masses. You could lose it all, Clavier. Apollo, did you see that? He's trying to press Prosecutor Gavin! Prosecutor Gavin, try to remember what's really important to you. You amuse me, Herr Hochred. Ew, I think I just coughed up a little phlegm with that one. I'm sorry, that's too much information. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That's really gross. I'm so sorry. I really felt that one in my throat. I couldn't forget what's really important to me even if I tried. In fact, I haven't. Not even once. 7 years ago, when I looked really ugly and bad. Finally. You just couldn't resist, could you, Herr Wright? Resist what? Presenting solid evidence? Might I request we put the current cross-examination on hold? The prosecution would like to call a new witness. It was all staged, man. State your name and occupation for the record. He looked fine? Nah, he looked ugly as fuck, dude. He looked bad. His hair looked like Yosuke Hanamura. It actually pains me to pronounce Hanamura that way. I'm familiar with the trial. Watched the video several times. Didn't you find anything unnatural about it? Unnatural? Wow, you all are really stupid. Well, you did seem unusually well prepared. I mean, Mr. Wright had only just presented his evidence. Sure did. Ooh, this music gives me Chrono Trigger vibes. And the next moment you call in Drew Misham, it was almost as if... Almost as if what? Funny, it didn't even occur to me to wonder. But now that I do, I see there's only one possible explanation. Almost as if, from the very beginning, you knew Mr. Wright was going to present that evidence. Correct. I knew that if I applied the usual pressure, Phoenix Wright would eventually come up with that forged diary page. Don't do this, Clavier. I knew because you told me, Christoph. What? It was the night before the trial. Clavier. Christoph? Odd seeing you at the prosecutor's office the day before the trial. I think I just mixed their quote-unquote voices up. That's fine. Don't worry about it too much. I won't be appearing in the trial, actually. Huh? Why not? I won't be facing off with you on your first trial, apparently. Oh, when I said voices, I did air quotes. I just realized none of you saw me doing air quotes. I don't face cam. Sometimes it sets me back a little bit. I won't be facing off with you on your first trial, apparently. But in exchange, I brought information. Information? The attorney who will be there in my place tomorrow is not to be trusted. Don't even give him the benefit of your respect. Listen. I want you to call in a special witness. Then... I wondered about it at the time. How did Christoph know so much? Prosecutor Gavin? Christoph! We were supposed to face each other in that trial. A fair fight, brother to brother. I deserved that much. You let me borrow the victim's belongings. You showed me all your research on the case. The victim's belongings? Yeah, that is fucked up. kind of seems like they shouldn't have allowed any of this stuff to happen in the first place. Like, the prosecutor and the defense attorney being related, that can't be legal in real life, right? I don't know about in Japan, I guess, but at least not in America, where this takes place as of the localization. Which would have included Magnifi's diary, wouldn't it? Mr. Gavin? My, Clavier, you disappoint me. You find trees, yet miss the forest. You're the one missing the forest, Mr. Gavin. You can't sweep this under the rug, not anymore. Tell me what was going on behind that trial. The weird Asiatic America. That's why they put an Ace Attorney in California, I think, so that when there's references to Japan, they could just be like, there's a lot of Japanese people in California, so just Japanese things. Cherry blossoms, sushi, manga, Smile Decay, Garugamesh. Why not? Oh, he's doing the bastard face. I've achieved what I came here to do. I see no harm in a little reminiscing. Apollo. I think we're finally going to shine a light on the black belly of this thing, Trucy. We've done everything we could. I hope it's enough. 7 years ago, the day before the trial, I visited the detention center at the request of my client, Zach Grimar. 2 cards. 1 card. Showdown time. Enough! You lose, Gavin. Thanks for the work. Now go. To be honest, I don't know what his reasons were to this day. Janet, excuse me if I don't say her last name correctly, Sue, has said it's in America where they were historically more open to immigrants and their culture, or something like that. Sure! There you go. That's the Ace Attorney universe, as of the localization, and not the Japanese one where they're just in Japan. To be honest, I don't know what his reasons were to this day. As far as I could tell, he dismissed me as his representation because I lost in a game of poker. I can come to no other conclusion.
Daddy used to say something. If you want to know a man, you have to compete.
Zach wasn't watching his points or the cards. He was watching the man behind the cards, Christoph Gavin. She's the localization leader for the series, by the way. Oh, that would make sense, wouldn't it? So she's just like, that's what we went under. It's America, except just more influenced by immigrants. And it's in California, because a lot of Japanese people there. Which, again, I think that's a fair localization to be like, well, we want to put this in American setting, but there's all these references to Japan. Just put it in California. It's true. It'd be California or Hawaii. A lot of Japanese people in Hawaii, too. And it'd be sort of weird to put Ace Attorney in Hawaii and be like, yeah, no references to the fact that this is fucking Hawaii. They've stuck with it for the better or worse, but I heavily admire their commitment. Yeah, I mean, I like consistency. I don't always like when they localize later things in a series, and they just say, like, you know, fuck it, we're gonna go for the more... You know, I don't want to turn this into a whole side debate, but yes, I agree. I admire the commitment. I couldn't believe it. Phoenix Wright, a second-rate attorney who relies on luck and bluffs. He dismissed me and went with that pitiful excuse for a man? He deserved to die for that error alone. Hold it! So the one who requested that forgery was... Oh, I'm not admitting to anything. My point is, these 2 men shamed me, and I could not forgive that. Phoenix Wright and Zachramar both deserved what they got. So you asked Mr. Mission to forge that evidence so you could win! But then when you were dismissed as Zachramar's attorney, you used your forged evidence as a trap! You fed me information about the forgery you made, then you gave your dirty evidence to him. You're free to imagine what you will. My point is that all I had imagined came to pass. Everything went perfectly. Incredible. If I wasn't laughing, I'd weep. Prosecutor Gavin? Perfectly? You're mad, Kristoff. Yeah, no shit. It's just like I was saying before. They looked at all the Ace Attorney characters and said, you know, we don't have enough sociopaths. Madengard was enough. We want hotter and blonder and with glasses and crazier. Let's go. Rev up those fryers. Stop fooling yourself. What are you talking about, Clavier? Tell me, how did that trial end? Cancelled when the defendant vanished. Ah, I get it. So, Kristoff, you've been living in fear for 7 years. What? You were afraid your forgery would be revealed and your reputation trashed. You couldn't leave things to chance. So you watched everyone involved with the case for 7 years. You know, he always felt like he was being watched. That's what he said every day for 7 years. But I felt it too. Journalist sure is being watched, end quote. Don't you wonder why Zach Lamar got rubbed out after 7 years? Right after coming into the contact with me. Wait just a minute. Zach Lamar was seen by this reporter? How is that possible? Was he alive after being gone 7 years? Well, yeah, he was. And then he died. So, Finally. I knew this moment was coming. I just didn't think we'd get here so fast. Zach Grimar gone missing for 7 years. Trucy's father.
What's wrong, Apollo? Go get him!
Right. Leave it to me. Allow me to refresh the court's memory. 6 months ago, Kristoff Gavin was charged with murdering a mysterious traveler. I remember him quite well. Shady Smith, was it? Poisoned him at a Chinese restaurant. Tragic. The details don't really matter right now, mostly because you got them wrong. What matters is that traveler was Zach Grimar.
What is it, Apollo?
Huh? Keep going. We'll talk about it later. Did she already know? Someone please explain this? Mr. Justice, can you explain this? It all started 7 years ago. The great magician Magnifi Grimar's death started it. Magnifi Grimar's death and his student Zach Grimar, the suspect. Whoever defended Zach in court successfully would be famous beyond belief. Thinking that, Kristoff Gavin did the unthinkable. He forged evidence. Drew Bishop? Actually, it was his daughter, Vera, who really did the work. You took precautions when you had that forgery made, didn't you, Mr. Gavin? Precautions? Boy, we sure have been doing a lot of storying and not a whole lot of lawyering. To keep people from talking, of course. These two know too much. Leave them alive and there'll be nothing but trouble. That's when you planned your poisoning of the forgers. Atroquinine, applied to a commemorative stamp. But luck was on Mr. Misham's side. The bomb didn't go off. His daughter... She saved him by taking the stamp! I see! But that wasn't the only bomb he set up. The Iridoni nail polish, of course! You noticed something when you requested that forgery. When Vera Misham is nervous, she has a bad habit. A tendency to bite her nails. Oh. That nail polish was her good luck charm. She was almost kidnapped once. Since then, she's been, well, you can see for yourself. She refuses to leave the house.
That person gave me a good luck charm for when I absolutely had to go outside. It protects me.
Yes, apparently she received something, a gift. She won't tell me what it was. It was from that client, the one who wanted that note made. It was his insurance. Insurance? As long as she lived quietly at home, there was no danger to her. But what if she had to go outside? If she ran into any trouble, she'd become nervous, and the nail polish would do the rest. His time bomb sat there for 7 years, and then they went off almost simultaneously. If you're finished, may I return to my cell now? I'm not accustomed to standing for such long periods of time. Mr. Gavin, have you heard a single thing I've said? We've? I said I've for some reason. No, just me. Just Apollo. You don't need to listen to anybody else. Only listen to me. Oh, I've listened quite closely to your little tale. Quite an entertaining piece of fiction. What? Clavier, surely you understand. We're back to the evidence. The lacking evidence. Nothing proves a link between him and the atroquinine that took Drew Mission's life. What about the restaurant? You killed Zachramar to keep him from talking! I killed no man of that name. Read over the report again if you like. The victim was a traveler by the name of Shady Smith, about whom we know little else. You can't seriously think I knew he was that particular fugitive. Okay, then why did you kill him? I plead my right to remain silent. Remember, this court did not convene to put me on trial. The defendant's name is Vera Misham, suspected in the murder of her father. My trial's been finished for 6 months now. I'm afraid we have strayed considerably from our purpose here. This court concurs with the witness. It is defendant Vera Bishop who is on trial here.
No, but you were doing so good, Apollo!
As long as there's no evidence to support the accusation against him, this court of inquiry cannot finish Vera Bishop, cannot find Vera Bishop innocent! Your Honor, Phoenix Wright spent 7 years collecting this evidence. Holy fuck, take a shot every single time someone's like, ha, fuck it. Ha, fuck you. Prove what you just said with evidence. Hey, man! You still don't get it, do you? Let us assume there was poison in the nail polish. Who, then, was responsible for causing Vera Misham to bite her nails? What? It wasn't me. I know that much. The one who brought that poison to her lips was you. What? Evidence is everything. There's nothing more. I believe this discussion has reached its conclusion. Your Honor! Mr. Justice, you have performed admirably well for a novice attorney. I respect your partner, Phoenix Wright's, determination as well. However... Oh, I'm sorry, it's Christoph. However, without direct proof, you have nothing. Isn't that right, Clavier? Unfortunately, yes, Christoph, you're right. That is, you would have been right until now. What? Did the news not reach your desk in solitary? The eyes of the nation on this courtroom today. Are on this courtroom today. Words. This is the trial case for a new judicial system. That's right. I'd totally forgotten. The juris system. Juris, you say? Law, but with law in it! Law that's just full of law! The current judicial system has been deemed too closed off from society. This new system attempts to inject the wisdom of common citizens into the law. Common citizens? Wisdom? Is this some kind of joke? What could we possibly gain from doing this? Entrusting our judicial system to a mindless emotional mob of irrational mouth breathers? Did you just call the jury mouth breathers? Holy shit, Christoph. Common citizens have something called common sense. Common sense is not restricted by the law. Nonsense! There's only room for two in this court. Me and the law! Keep the riffraff out! Out, I say! They're not in the court, actually. They're watching everything by video. Oh god, it's so scary the way they're just like, I see you. Oh god, they're looking at me. They can see me. Oh man. VBO camera. How can you allow this? Incidentally, the one responsible for making this happen was Phoenix Wright. Phoenix Wright? So, everything was leading to this. Of course, right! 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 Oh man, don't you just love Ace Attorney freakouts? Me too. Oh god, he looks even hotter now. Oh boy, he snapped! sorry, was that weird to say he looks sexier now? Is that weird? Am I weird? Good hair, sex hair. Okay, thank you, chat. Thank you for validating my opinion. No, I get you. Thank you, way past future. I appreciate that. I won't accept. I can't accept. This is no court. Law. The law is everything. Law is absolute. You let ignorant swine soil your courts. Kristoff, it's over. Clavier! The law is absolute? You can't be serious. What? Odd, I thought you spent your life looking for loopholes. The law isn't absolute, it's filled with contradictions. The law is the end product of many years of history, the fruit of human knowledge. Damn, I feel like I'm getting schooled right now. Like a gem polished to the gleam through trials and errors. It is this fruit we receive and pass on and face in our time, and it is always changing, growing, nurturing it is our task as human beings. Are y'all writing this down? There will be a test later. Except for you, Kristoff. You aren't changing. You've stopped. You're not needed anymore. I couldn't think of anything to say. Maybe because I still haven't seen enough. But someday I'll know what law is. And I'll fight to change it if I have to. Please don't say Kristoff is a boomer in my chat. I see no need to further prolong this trial. This began as a trial of Vera Bishop accused of murdering her father, the painter Drew Bishop. However, several other incidents were reviewed, and we seem to have reached a conclusion. Before this court declares a verdict, I await your decision. Jurist of the court, for the death of Drew Bishop, how do you find the defendant Vera Bishop? Innocent or guilty? I turn to you now to consider this matter. Ow! This ends the trial for this case. Only the verdict Defendant Vera Bishop is currently in intensive care. If a decision cannot be reached today, it may never be reached. The factors involved are simple. Did the defendant poison her father that night? If so, she's guilty. Or was there another reason for Mr. Misham's death? Did another person poison him? If so, she's innocent. A panel has been provided for each of you to input your decisions. That's all. Please, wait! Yes, jurist number 6? There's something in the jurist handbook here. Persons involved with the case may not be jurists. That is correct. I've looked into all your dossiers. None of you were involved with the development of the case. With the development of the case? I see. Does that answer your concern? It's time for your verdicts. Make your decision in the case against Vera Bishop. After 7 years, the truth is ready to be heard. Judge wisely. Judge well. Hello? Can we vote? I don't know, can you vote, chat? What happens if we pick guilty? Is the game just like, are you for real right now, dude? There is a bad ending if you pick guilty. I wondered that, or if the game was just gonna be like, why are you doing that? I do want to see the bad ending. That's why I'm save stating. Not because I'm not confident, but because I want to see the bad ending. But it's short and not that interesting. Oh, well, whatever. Blech. Oh, I have to click confirm. I'm sorry. Hand. Wow, it's as if we know this chick. Is Phoenix right an answer? Can I present my badge? And so a verdict was reached on October 9th, 2:14 p.m. The first verdict under the jurist system. Innocent by unanimous decision. The record will show that when the verdict was announced, special witness Kristoff Gavin laughed. A laugh louder than ever heard before, or oh my god, Jesus. Sweet Jesus. I like how his hair got fixed so that he could do an evil laugh. Whew. So, I feel like it's I might need it's a little warm in here. A laugh that echoed in the halls of justice, lingering for what seemed like hours. Ow! Ow! October 10th, 8:30 a.m., the morning after the trial, in an intensive care ward, a true miracle occurred. Vera Misham opened her eyes. Ow! 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 Vera, I'm so glad.
Don't cry, Apollo. I'm happy too, and proud. You did well, Apollo. When I thought about what if Vera...
Hey now, don't you start crying too! Sorry you had to see us like this.
Ah!
Vera? Thank you so much. Apollo, thank you. No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have pressed you like that. If I hadn't... You never would have bitten your nails! No, I was wrong. Staying locked inside like that, clinging to my good luck charm... Vera... When I opened my eyes and saw you, I finally understood. It's important to be a part of the world. To see things with your own eyes. It looks like that poison had some effect after all. It killed off whatever was holding Vera back from life.
I knew you'd pull through, Vera. I mean, that's what Apollo was fighting for the whole time. Your future.
I won't forget it. Here, let me thank you. No, really, it's okay.
Yeah,
so cute.
Oh, look, it's me. I love it. Thanks.
Is that me?
She really captured your essence, Apollo. Well, I think so at least.
That reminds me. Do you know where the other lawyer is? The other lawyer?
Oh, you mean Daddy. Except he's not a lawyer anymore.
It's my fault, isn't it? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's not what I meant.
No, it's okay. I'm through looking away from things I've done. I hope I can look him in the eyes again someday and apologize. I'm sure he'd be happy to hear that. He brought all those things for me when he came to visit earlier. You mean that stack of videos? Mr. Wright finished watching them all?
You know, I knew my real daddy was alive.
Huh?
I was there 7 years ago, remember? I was the one who helped him vanish from the courtroom.
You did what? How?
I'm not telling. He promised me that day he went away.
We may not meet again for some time, Trucy, but know this, I will be watching, and one day I shall return. You're the next Grimar, after all. I'm gonna die. Oh, Trucy. In the end, he couldn't keep that promise, could he?
It's okay. Phoenix is my daddy now, even if he can't really play the piano.
That he can.
Oh, and I've got you, too, even if your voice is kind of loud sometimes.
Glad I made your list.
Hey, come to think of it, where is Daddy? The one who can't play. Not the dead one. Do you know Apollo?
I think he said he had to meet someone.
I wonder. Maybe it's a new mommy. Oh, Trucy. Yes, Vera?
I was wondering, could you show him to me once more? Sir Hat, was it?
Oh, he's not been knighted yet. Here it goes. Do us an impersonation, Mr. Hat. Objection!
Not loud enough. And I like Miss Magic underwear better anyway.
That's magic panties, Apollo.
So, your memories returned. Mr. Wright, was this all part of your plan too? I don't know what you're talking about. When I lost my memory, I was reborn as Lamuel. I remember during that case struggling with that name constantly. But you knew my true identity, did you not? That is why you chose me as one of your jurists. Ah, you're thinking into it too much. Besides, There was no guarantee that regaining your memory would make you happy. Of course it is a happy thing. For so long I thought I was alone. But now I know I have children. 2 dear children. I'm so proud of them. This too, I think, is thanks to you. Are you going to tell them? They do not know? Nope. They don't know their mother. They don't even know their siblings. I'll go to them when the time is right. Until then, Don't worry, I'll take care of them for you. They're very important to me too. A little annoying at times, but still. I have to keep an eye on her at least, because I'm the only one who knows how she really feels on the inside.
She's crying. She cries tears.
Your bracelet.
Yes?
I've seen a lot of mysterious things these past 7 years, but your bracelets were the strangest of all. I remember meeting him half a year ago now in Christoph Gavin's office. And then I met you. 2 fates destined to intertwine, and I was there when they crossed. I'll never forget that. Such a small thing, that bullet, yet it tore who I was away. "10 years ago, during a simple rehearsal, it was a miracle no one died. But I didn't survive that accident. I, in quotes. That's why I left the troupe, my family. Now my memories returned. I'm myself once more. For the first time, I'm glad to be alive, Mr. Wright." Speaking of miracles, Vera Misham regained consciousness this morning. I can only hope she's as glad as you are. It is a strange thing, fate. Sometimes a life is taken, sometimes a life is spared. You know what I've been thinking? People don't die that easily, really, as long as they've got something worth living for. Then why did Trucy's dad die? And that's pretty much the end of my story for now anyway. I've still got a long way to go. And this power of mine, well, it needs some work. But there's hope now. We'd lost it, but somehow we found it again. That's why people are smiling again. Hope. Yeah, I think I'll keep out this lawyer thing for a while. Oops, training time, gotta go. Cords of steel, here comes justice!
Objection!
Yeah.
I'm glad you're staying with the agency, Apollo. It's like I found my long-lost big little brother.
How weird.
Oh, and don't you worry about Troop Grammar. Trucy's on the case. Now that I have this, thanks to Daddy. Trucy Grammar, frankly, I got my doubts, but Hat Grammar, now that'll pack 'em in.
Yeehaw. It's not every day you get a trial that rocks harder than one of our gigs, ja? That's why it's over. The Gaviners are breaking up. The news caused a run on tissues at supermarkets nationwide. You're the real stars now. I look forward to our next jam session. Now what, Mika? Good question, because I'd like to keep streaming for a while. It's only 10 o'clock. I feel like I had something. Let me think over it for a minute. Well, it's finally over. You know, thinking about it, the most Krub? Thank you for following. I've been a piano player. Now that everything's sorted, I've got time on my hands. Maybe I'll take some lessons. Or maybe I'll take the bar exam. Again. Yeah, we hope so, Phoenix. People weren't super fond of your hobo personality, so you know what happens next. Princess Maker? Oh no, please no. Please anything but that. Please no more Princess Maker 5! Take a slice of bologna in the disk drive and play whatever's on it. Good idea. Emma! So, I was standing around eating snackos the other day when I got this crazy idea.
I appreciate the intercourse,
golden? You could
acquaintance.
augment the crunch, or better yet, make them ding!
Ah, the power of science. Although the preservatives might not be 100% safe. Have I mentioned I love Emma? In an unlikely event you are wanting Russian feast, come to Borscht Bowl Club. The only thing colder than restaurant is borscht. Da, but a greater challenge is being required. Then come to the hideout. You know who to ask for. What's your next long-running game? Earthbound? That I haven't finished yet. After this? Boy, I have a couple I would like to start up. I love how Princess Maker and Shimmy are your channel memes. We don't talk about Shimmy! When's investigations? Soon. I'll probably take a break for a bit, but soon. I don't remember what voice I gave her. So, Kataki Pastries is getting back to do some roots, spread the culture after Yo Boss culture time. I probably I just talked tough. This is how we write root, capiche? But we're still about giving back to the people. Yo Boss, PR time! He's got eyes. And this is how we write people. Yeah, it's Hito. There's some easy kanji for you folks. Hito. Bizoy! Chinese characters on cake was a fly idea like 3,000 years ago. Believe that! Man, you want to make it today, you gotta keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Yo, that's why I made the OG cracker, for real! I know it don't look like no cracker, gee what, but you want me to call it the OG muffin? Yeah, actually, Kataki, I really do. I don't know where all this talk about food is coming from. You ask me, there's only one food, and that's noodles. Noodles forever. I got a new one too, see? This time I just put a big chunk of salt in the bowl. Dude, serve it up. Why pretend Eldune's noodles is about the salt? Salt forever! True. It is all about the salt. I bought Procreate for iPad? Sweet! Oh, I hate this guy. My exceptionally inquisitive nature has won me unequivocal adoration in my department. You see, they used to call me Wesley Stinkler and Wesley Sticky Hands. I still think this dude looks like James Charles. But no longer, I have a new name, and that one reflects my true nature. Wesley Sicko, reporting. Yes, curiosity is a sickness, and I am the cure. Absolute quality. Where's my special thanks to you? I don't know how to thank you for all you've done. Light has returned to my life, and with it, joy. I may have lost years, but I have gained a treasure. 2 treasures, in fact. I'll think of them when I write my next song. She's so pretty! I like her new outfit a lot. Brushel, Brushel here back on the beat with another interview! How do I feel about how things turned out? No scoop yet, but journalist competence in mint condition! End quote! Really? That's the one we're gonna use for the photograph? Alright. Tell your kids you exist, you bitch! I've decided to keep painting. Originals only, of course. I suppose I'll have to see a bit of the world outside to find what to paint. But I know there are good people out there now. I've met them. The door is open. The world is waiting. Thank you. I fucking love Vera! Ah! This credit sequence is super cute, I'm not gonna lie. I like it better than like all the other- Oh my god, so cute! It's so cute! Them. Anyway, you wanna see that bad ending? Let's check it out real quick, huh? Oh, whoops. 5. There we go! Let's do it! Guilty, 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 guilty. And so a verdict was reached on October 9th, 2:14 p.m. The first verdict under the juris system. A hung jury. The final verdict would have to wait for the following day. But fate had different plans. That night, defendant Vera Misham's condition worsened. She died in her hospital bed. Her verdict was postponed for eternity. Hooray! You won! So that was Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. I finally finished it, guys. I only started this back in, what, February? I'm gonna take a break. I still want to stream for a bit. I'm gonna take a look over what I have on my backup, and we'll see, what else I could stream tonight. It's an on-the-fly thing, because I've only been streaming for an hour and a half. I usually at least stream for 2.5 hours, so just sit tight. We'll find something else. Go get a drink of water, go to the bathroom, and we'll be back. Don't go away.